Hey everybody, CVH here, and today we're going to be playing some Midrange Mage on the ladder. Before I get into it, I want to discuss a little bit about the deck. Obviously, Midrange Mage has been incredibly popular recently at Legend ranks, but there are a lot of different ways you can play it, a lot of different cards that you see in some builds, but not others, and I'm taking today's video to play it mostly because, A, I had a Mage quest, so I might as well get that done while recording some cool games for YouTube, and B, I had a couple things I haven't tried in Midrange Mage recently, haven't played the deck a whole lot, and there are a couple cards I just wanted to test, and for me, the best way to test things is often to just throw things in, take some things out, and see what happens and see if it works. A lot of times you just can't theorize everything, and you just have to try things and see what works. So today, some of the things we're trying are as follows. First and foremost, we're playing a very creature-oriented build of this deck. As you can see, we only have 5 actions, choosing not to play the Piercing Javelins. As a result, I've even taken out Iron, hoping for the consistent value of Thief of Dreams and Haafingar to carry us for our 5-drop play. We are playing Crown Quartermaster, we're even playing a couple extra 2-drops, a lot of builds only play 9, some play 12, but with the 1-drops you often see just the 9, and I'm playing 2 extra Cleric of Kinds, focusing more on the Prophecies than the Broom of Profiteers, although that card is totally acceptable as well. I'm also trying Execute over Firebolt, and only a 2 of on Execute. I think it might be better given the number of sorcerers currently, and I've always wanted to test this card in this deck with the Cloudrest Illusionist that you see virtually every build playing. Cloudrest is a fantastic tempo play by itself, but sometimes Cloudrest Execute can act as our Piercing Javelin, so I think that might be interesting to test out. As you can see here, we are a little bit Intelligence favored in this build, but not quite enough to play Cunning Allies. If we were playing Firebolts over Executes, it might make more sense to play the Allies over something like the Eastmarch Crusader, but our 3s are Daggerfall, Dawnstar, and the Eastmarch in this build, and if we were playing the Firebolts and the Cunning Allies to give us more Firebolts, and especially if we were playing the Javelins, I would of course probably put the Iron back in there. But that's about it for the 3s. Moving on, the other interesting inclusions, I already mentioned the Haafingar. You don't see it in every single build, but it has become a lot more common recently. And Bringer of Nightmares. This is a card that I wanted to test out. You haven't probably seen it a lot after it got nerfed to 7 Magicka, and the reason for that is people just aren't really playing it a whole lot, and I figure I might as well give it another shot in one of these mid-range decks just to see if we can do some cool things with it. I don't expect it to be anywhere near the power level it was when it was a 6 cost, obviously, but we're not playing much on turn 6 or turn 7 in this deck, and since we're not playing Piercing Javelin, I thought we could use this as some sort of functioning removal, as well as, you know, obviously a way to buff our weaker 1 and 2 and 3 drops to something insane should we get offered something insane. So I'm just going to throw it in the deck and see what happens, and hopefully we can see it do some cool things in these highlighted games. But that's it for the deck, so let's get into some Midrange Mage on the ladder, and as always, if you enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more Legends content, check out my stream in the description, maybe catch me live there, and I'll see you guys next time. A Mage Mirror. And a fine start.
By the egg, a fine battle.
May you walk on
I
warm
keep a spare
sands.
blade in my boot.
Careful there, friend.
That contests my 2-1 well, but Daggerfall will contest his 2-1 well. But we might see some Bringer of Nightmares action this game.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
Definitely wouldn't mind that.
Your blood will spill!
Oh, he missed a turn. So that could mean he's a control deck. I think I will go ahead and bump. So he can't Lightning Bolt my 3-6 and kill it with the 2-1. Alright, that means he's probably not control. Probably a mid-range deck that draws about as well as I typically draw. We could just throw the Thief of Dreams in the right, which I don't mind, to contest the 4-4. It means we will be using our last ring charge. I think I go face first and see if I hit anything, which I do not. Nice. Because I don't want to play Tome this turn, I don't think. It's either Thief of Dreams or Lightning Bolt. But do I want to save my ring? Because I could go Lightning Bolt into Thief of Dreams next turn into Bringer of Nightmares with the ring. Or even just save the ring. You know what, let's do that. I think let's do that. It's a fine 1-for-1, we don't take any damage whatsoever. So now we will likely play the Thief. Face for a bit. Hit something this time. Hopefully not the third Mystic Dragon.
Bless us, kind. May we serve you with every word.
Well, given the knowledge that now I'd have to spend additional resources like the Steel Dagger to trade with that or the Tome, do I even want to bother contesting? I mean, it's 20 to 30, we're clearly ahead. We have Bringer of Nightmares next turn. I think I might just play the Thief in the left. I think he would have played the ally given the chance.
This one will be taking that.
Not that I'm expecting to have the time to play both Atromancers, but hey, see what happens.
We fight for all Skyrim.
It does help him race. Alright, that wasn't too good. It's definitely a lower roll. Oh my god. I'm disgusting. Alright, we can throw this down over here, I think. Probably just tome it up if we want. Do we want to tome, or do we want to Bringer of Nightmares that away? If we Bringer of Nightmares that away, I don't know. It's okay if he trades with it too. It helps us race, just eats damage. It's a free 4/4. It's just so good. So good, man. Alright, so with the Execute draw, it makes probably more sense to go for Tome to kill that, Execute to kill that, and then just drop a Crown Quartermaster on him.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
Alright, so we should probably win this game next turn. Execute, well, also, Bringer of Nightmares, also a fine thing to play next turn if we have the Crown Quartermaster, because it'll give us a small target we can transform into something large, which we didn't really have on board. All of our stuff was kind of too good. The average creature to transform. Can also just use it to bypass that guard.
May the ancestors bless us.
I want to play it even if it's not the right play, just because I haven't played it in a while. It's not like it does anything different, though. Well, now I think it's actually the right play. Alright, so I think we hit here first. So we know the full situation. Drop the Bringer.
I will rend your flesh.
A puny Tower Alchemist instead of this Haafingar Marauder. And I think, well, we could just play the Atromancer next turn for 4 burst, which makes more sense than ringing out the dagger here with our last charge. Yeah, it would get him down to a nice even 6, but shouldn't really be relevant. We could also play both daggers next turn or just take the 4 damage from one of our Atromancers. And he needs 10 more damage now since we transformed that, which all of a sudden is impossible to find because 2 lightning bolts, which he can afford, only brings him up to 17.
I've got you covered.
We
Aha!
fight for all Skyrim.
This could get hairy. 2 free items, 6 health gained. Wow. Alright. Live by the RNG, you die by the RNG.
Stand up,
Let's not die by it, actually. That'd be bad. Okay, it's a good roll, but I think we still win. Trying to think of any possible way this could go wrong. Can we bypass the last rune ever? I don't think so. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That puts him at 5, unfortunately, so it doesn't matter that I can buff this to 6. So one, oh my god. Attacking with the Hive Defender last plays around Lightning Bolt, cannot play around Harpy or Jav. Okay, thank you, game. I dislike Haafingar Marauder sometimes. Alright, Scout. We are a mid-range deck, so we should be able to prey on Ram Scout more often than not. Do we want to ship Hive Defender too? I don't think we need to ship this. Not a whole lot of good targets. Daggerfall's amazing against Scout, and I think I'm okay just shipping that and even keeping the Hive. 2-drop would be nice, but I'm not going to go crazy about it. Because we do have the ring this time. Yeah, we can go ahead and save the Harpy here, I think. Don't want it to be contested by a Thieves Guild recruit. Alright, let's go for the Daggerfall.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
Could even play the Mystic Dragon here instead of the Defender, pushes a bit more damage. I think I like it. Not up against the deck that has Lightning Bolt. Ah, speaking of Lightning Bolt, that is a fine target. Although we could just smack East March and Harpy for now. That would develop the board further, but it would cause me to use my ring, but I think I like it. Let's do this attack first in case he plays Fighters Guild Recruit. Alright, now we can go ahead and play the East March.
We'll hold, no matter what.
Sheol take you.
And the East March means we might not even use Lightning Bolt, we could save it for his face, just use Cloud Rest to take a favorable. Or we could just sacrifice the 4-2 and use Cloud Rest to keep the 4-4 alive, which seems a bit better, so let's do that.
Don't make me laugh.
A little distraction might be useful.
And we can hit with pretty safe consequences, I mean. Ram Scout typically only plays like 3 prophecies total. If that. I've seen a lot with 0. I've played a lot with 0. Occasionally 3, sometimes 6, but it's rare. Pretty rare. So Stalker could take a favorable trade. Between the 2 cards, I'm more worried about the 3-4 because he could just go into Skeletal Dragon next turn and heal for more. Doesn't feel great. I wish I could play 2 things this turn. That would be great. I've only drawn 1 of my 2 drops so far. But part of me feels like I need to save the Lightning Bolt for his face. Could just go face, and Hive Defender in the left. Prevent the 4-4 from taking a favorable or killing the other 4-4.
Behold my power.
The forest is my cloak.
Hurts quite a bit, but at least he's not healing anymore. We could Hive Defender, Dawnstar. We have a lot of Lightning Bolts, man. We could just try to kill him next turn. If we go Hive Defender, Dawnstar in the right, that will potentially just put him down to 8 next turn unless he heals or shackles, and then the Double Bolt will kill him. That also works in the left, though. But in the left, we are weak to another Leaf Lurker, because he could trade into the Hive Defender and Leaf Lurker me away. So I think we go into the right, but the problem with the right is if he does have Red Brahmin at that point, if that's his only out, then I can't abandon the lane and go to the left. If I play in the left any Red Brahmins, I can then switch to the right with my next stuff. So do we play around another Leaf Lurker, stopping my lethal?
I've got you covered.
Yeah, Leaf Lurker has 4 attacks. We could Sheer Point this down to a 1-4, and then trade really annoyingly over it. He could still Sheer Point, but it won't actually kill anything. Fortunately, the Woodland Lookout seems to be gone. Alright, well that is annoying, but we can handle it. Should be able to handle it. And Kano off the top? That's not bad, though. We can throw that in the field lane. It's not weak to anything but Sheer Point, but it's weak to that everywhere. We can just do that and go ahead and play the Cloud Rest to trade over it. God, this is going to be really annoying unless he gets... He needs to get back a Stalker, I think. These are huge, but not too threatening immediately.
A little distraction might
Don't
prove
miss.
useful.
Alright,
By the
and he got back the
eighth,
slightly
they will
less
meet
huge
their
one, too.
makers.
Good news. Are we still weak to Brahmin? Absolutely. Even weaker, as a matter of fact. Please don't have it. You find yourself saying that every game against Scout. Unless they're dead by like turn 7. You find yourself just saying, please don't have Red Brahmin at least one time.
The forest is my cloak.
Crown Quartermaster, dagger this up.
I keep a spare blade in my
And
belt.
then we have 3 Magicka left to play whatever we draw.
Share or take. Behold my power.
Don't miss.
Get him to 11, so just one more attack for 3. And these 2 bolts will kill him. He's still 1 Magicka off of playing an Odiving. But any guard in his deck, except for Tree Minder, is enough to stop me for another turn. Oh, Dark Guardian's not, because we can execute that one. But Skeletal Dragon, Preserver, Thornhiss Mage,
Take you.
etc. Yeah, that's a bad draw. Either way, this is a really bad situation, because if I just double trade and play the Croc, I only have the Croc. But if I use Lightning Bolt just to have another thing on the board, I have 2 weak things that don't actually amount to much, and I still need to draw damage. This is a prime time for Supreme Atromancer. If we had played Atromancer here, we just win the game, I think. This is exactly what we're supposed to do. Bringer of Nightmares would also be incredibly sick. Lurking Crocodile, not so much.
Do your worst. Share or take.
I guess I play around Charge, honestly. There's a Tazcat somewhere in the deck. Leaf Lurker is probably one of the worst things he could have gotten back, too.
Reverse!
This is a pretty powerful turn. I can't imagine we beat him through this. We'd have to draw Atromancer exactly this turn, and have both of the Atromancer parts in the right stick. That's what I'm gonna say has to happen here for us to win. And another Crocodile comes flying off in the nick of time. We could realistically just concede here, but for the sake of the game, I guess I'll play it out. Obviously, if we sink 2 Lightning Bolts into that, we never win the game. And we can't even kill the 9/10. Just not an option.
Reversal!
Here we go. I don't even know what he's gonna choose. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. Skeletal Dragon finally has good stats. So, it's safe to say
It has been an engaging hunt.
egg, a fine
Khajiit is done for.
I swear this deck has a top end. I draw it in my opening hand so often. Alright, let's take a revenge. Take some revenge on this scout.
marsh friend.
May you walk on warm sands.
And as awkward as it is to have a 9-drop in my opener, I'm really not sad about seeing Atromancer. It just guarantees that I'll actually have one to play later.
Bless us, kind. May we serve you with every word.
That's interesting.
For the warrior wife.
Careful there, friend.
I keep a spare blade in my boat.
Possibly a more aggressive scout. It would appear so. Nothing makes a whole lot of sense except for Double Dagger. And pray he doesn't have a Leaf Lurker. Shadowfen I can handle. But I think getting at least one Haafingar proc next turn is going to be pretty critical. A really aggressive scout. It's definitely a merit to lightning bolting the Savage to play it safe, but I think Haafingar could allow us to race.
We fight
For the warrior wife.
That's high roll. Oh, it's 7-2. Doesn't have the magic at a Sheer Point Dragon if he's even playing that. But he's gotta hope for no Leaf Lurker.
Of course I'm on your side.
I really like Bolt on that 4-4 now.
A little distraction might prove useful.
Because we're 2 alpha lethal, so I could Wardcrafter this, trade here, and then Lightning Bolt to force the 2-1 into the other lane. It doesn't actually stop anything though, because he can just trade into it and then buff anything else up. So he always has 12 damage on board no matter what I do. Which means he just needs to play 2 creatures and dodge prophecies. So I think I just get him down. I think I do need to... does he have a 3rd witch?
For the warrior wife.
Wow.
Well met, marsh friend.
Behold my power.
For Skyrim.
Careful there, friend.
It's a pretty good Haafingar. Glass Helm of Remedy.
The battle is yours.
That one actually just feels dirty.
Fine battle.
It has been an engaging.
I'm sorry, Napkin Math, if you're watching.